Okay.
Hey, man.
Are we like locking in? What
All
what's
right,
going on?
all right. Let's give our opening statements.
Get a gavel.
Why is Artie's wearing armor?
Ghost,
Ghost,
you.
Get a gavel.
Hold on, I need to
Why-
go into Tiny Chill, and screen share for Fatal. Give me a second.
Oh, and
This guy, he has FOMO. Okay, he has FOMO. All right.
Art's was here, bro. How could Fatal not be here?
Subscribe to Sage Waffles.
Yeah!
Yeah!
I didn't pay him to say that. Oh, I am holding
It's
a
true.
diamond sword. That might look wrong.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I was not under threat of violence. Please don't hurt me. If anyone tries to grief, there's like 4 admins in here. It's fine.
Hey, just don't look
Anyway.
under the floorboards.
Before we start.
Oh,
this-
I even hopped on right after I saw the ping. That's crazy.
Yeah, come on,
All
man.
right, all right. Are we
Everybody's
ready
here.
for our
Before we
opening
start.
All
statement?
right.
Not
Before we
this many
start,
people,
can
but
I just-
okay.
Oh, hold
Get
on.
over
just
it.
really quickly.
Who wants to
Really,
state their
really
opening
quickly.
first?
shouldn't the prosecution
All
do
right,
that?
bro.
Yeah, I think the
Yes, the
prosecution goes
prosecution.
first.
All right.
This guy doesn't even know.
There's a
Tonka, you got
the lawyer Tonka doesn't know
Alright,
who goes first.
Order in the court.
Your Honor, esteemed members of the court, we stand today out of necessity. The nation of Embrys has suffered destruction of vital infrastructure, the slaughter of its gifted villagers, and the crippling of its economy, all at the hands of an individual who once claimed alliance with them. We do not question their right to access of the site. We question their right to destroy it. Let this trial reaffirm that goodwill is not a license for sabotage, and that even trusted hands must be held accountable when they turn destructive.
That shit was poetic. I'm about to tear
All
up.
right, all right, all right.
Holy shit.
That's the
He's
prosecution's
guilty.
opening statement.
Yo,
The
he's
defense-
guilty, bro. He's fucking guilty.
Hey, settle down.
What the? Hey,
Which one of your lawyers will be making the
Warren,
lawyers who?
You.
Tall ass man.
All right, all right.
He's so
Give
big.
me
I
a
had to
statement,
switch
give me a
angles,
statement.
bro.
order in the court, order in the court.
A lot of what has just been said is what I and the people in my law firm, Ash, would consider emotional ramble. The case brought to us by Mushroom is completely unlawful based off of either false agreements, which are quote-unquote crippling the economy, and also false accusations based off of completely loose evidence that actually does not exist. The situation is as such. Accusations from Mushroom against Normal Turtle regarding the destruction of the Embrace Iron Farm, leading to a divide between them and Ridgeview. The amount of this case, if we were to win, is 10 iron blocks a day for when the iron farm isn't finished, and the rights to for Ridgeview for a minimum of 2 weeks. Now, Mushroom's case here is, through the use of a helper, Mushroom found out that Normal Turtle had placed water in the iron farm before he had sent screenshots to her saying that your iron farm is broken. This was then, Mushroom then inferred that that the iron farm had been broken by Normal Turtle. However, she has had no evidence to find out whether this is true or not. Mushroom believes that the water had pushed the villagers into a place where they could have been killed, and thus accuses Normal Turtle also on the basis that he had not actually asked to help or do anything to remedy his case, which is also completely false. Is there anything else that I need to say? No, not really.
He's innocent.
Yeah,
He's
let's
innocent.
go.
No, wait, guys, let's not make drastic decisions here.
All right, all right.
Okay.
That's not the evidence. We're not up to that part yet.
All right, prosecution. What
Okay.
would you like to bring up your evidence?
So, first of all, I'd like to say that was honestly kind of a mid opening statement.
He's
He didn't
guilty.
even address it.
Objection! Objection!
Really?
This is slander.
And he classified mine as
Objection.
emotional ramble. Listen, let's face the facts here.
What?
Turtle did break the iron farm. Okay. Not
I
even
would
that.
like to see some evidence.
He admitted to placing down the water that led the villagers into the zombie to kill them.
Objection
I'd
taken
li-
out of
I'd like-
context.
I feel like this is pretty in context. Call me crazy. I'd like actually pretty early into this court case to call my first witness up, Mr. Funny.
The whistle is crazy. The whistle is... That's disrespect to
So,
us.
no, it's complete.
Orth,
Listen, listen. So, Mr. Funny, did you and Mushroom go to confront Turtle after the iron farm broke about the water that he had placed down?
Well, it sort of went on as me, Turtle, Mushroom, and I believe it was. Oh, I can't remember, but it was someone else with us. We were just hopping around at Mushroom's base when suddenly Mushroom decided to pick up. Yes, thank you. It was Joseph, and then Mushroom just decided to pick up the context about the iron farm's sabotage, where she started to confront Turtle, where Turtle starts getting a little confused until the result of Turtle confessing that it is true that he did sabotage the farm.
Thank you very much. And did he ever admit how he sabotaged the farm?
By using a water bucket, yes.
Exactly. Exactly. Here we have it, folks. Here we
okay.
have it. Not
He's
only was the
guilty!
opening. Thank you. Thank you.
I would like to. I would like to question the witness,
Yeah.
if I could.
Take your picking.
Yeah, please.
Okay. So, Mr. Funny, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, actually, can I pull another witness? Wait, I'm not ready.
Oh,
He's
dear.
innocent.
I thought you were.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you were
I
gonna
can
question.
Okay, hold on,
You
hold on.
seem pretty ill
Hold on,
prepared
can
for this.
listen,
I
can I
question him?
pull up Sage? Oh, no, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I mean, were you
I'll
gonna?
question.
Okay, sure.
I'll
I just have one little
Up to the
tiny
judge.
question for you. No, yeah, look at me, up here. Did Turtle openly admit to you that he was quote unquote sabotaging the farm?
Well, he wasn't really speaking to me. He was more speaking to Miss Mushroom.
So would you consider it a more of a misinterpretation of speech?
No, he was more calling it as I think he said he was trying to help people out of the farm because there was a lot of other people there, but that was before any of the villagers were there in the first place, so any of the earlier actions had nothing to do with already the sabotage of the farm. After that, he started mumbling and so on. Then he suddenly just confessed about it and decided to try and
Confessed what?
persuade himself of repairing it.
Confessed that he placed the bucket of water.
Yes.
I see. And did he not say that he had immediately picked it up afterwards?
He had never talked about picking up the water, but there was no evidence of any water there.
No
afterwards.
evidence. Okay. Well, I guess that's my questioning done.
Okay.
Listen, I actually have something to say about that line of questioning. Whether or not the defendant claims their words were misunderstood, their actions spoke with absolute clarity. The farm was destroyed, and honestly, no amount of rhetorical gymnastics can undo what was plainly done.
What rhetorical
okay, I would like to say
gymnastics?
something
let's give
about that.
let's
Hold
give
on.
the defense a chance to provide some evidence.
I'd like to void that evidence only because the defendant was clearly pressured into saying this. It's very clear
What?
he said it himself, as we've heard.
Can I say something?
No.
It is the defense's turn to speak.
I
Okay, onward.
Come to the front,
Can I
Ash.
call a witness?
Oh
Yes,
god,
you
it's
call
my
a
turn.
witness,
Okay.
prevent evidence.
Can I call Sage
Mr.
Waffles
Funny,
to
you-
the
Oh
stand?
god. That's me. Hello.
Ooh. Good afternoon, Mr.
Yeah.
Sage
Go
Waffles.
boy,
Hello.
go boy. You're doing the dead
Alright.
proud.
If you could repeat the oath for me.
I solemnly swear to tell the truth, and nothing but the truth.
Oh yeah, we probably should have been doing that, huh?
All right. So,
I
Mr.
don't
Sage
know,
Waffles,
please,
were you
don't
there
worry.
at the time that Mr. Normal Turtle, the defendant, placed down this water bucket?
Yes, I was.
And did he or did he not immediately pick up that water bucket, leading it to not spill into the villager hole or whatever?
Is this true?
So,
Ooh.
wouldn't this mean that the water bucket did not cause the villagers to escape or push them into a corner at all, even if it didn't flow? Also, we have evidence from a moderator, or an admin, sorry, that was the last action Normal Turtle had done in that area before he logged off.
All right, so
Okay.
that is exactly when the water bucket was placed.
And picked up.
And remove.
Do you have the time stamps for when the villagers died?
Yes.
Yes,
Give
we
me
do.
one moment.
when can I defend
Okay.
my accusations?
I have no more questions, I believe.
Okay. That's pretty strong evidence there.
All right. So
He's innocent.
whether or not
He's innocent.
he picked or placed up the water around the same time, even if he let it go
It
for
was
2 or 3
24
seconds.
hours
Objection.
later.
Objection. Around the same time. It was 24 hours.
Tonka, are you
Here's the
implying
deal.
that the water
Here's the
took
deal.
a whole 24 hours
I'm
to
gonna submit
kill the villager?
evidence.
Order.
He's
order.
sorry, sir.
The
Oh,
exact
Your Honor, he's implying
timestamps.
that. Your Honor, he's implying that it took a negative 24 hours because the villagers died a day before.
No, villagers died a day after.
Day after.
Day after. Still.
Yeah.
24
Does not even have the
hours.
evidence.
And guys, am I
24
dismissed? Can I go
hours.
sit in my comfy bench
Yeah,
seat,
you're
or am I
dismissed.
going to be
Unless you
questioned?
have
You can go-
questions
you can
for
go sit.
him, Tonka.
Okay. All right.
No, I have no questions for Sage. I have concrete
Thank you, Sage.
evidence that Turtle left the game literally 2 minutes after placing down that water.
Does that matter?
The logs
Yes,
could have been.
'cause
I don't think it does matter because he picked it up and then left.
If chunks are unloaded,
Okay.
then the villagers wouldn't die until the next day or whenever somebody loaded them again.
You have evidence that Turtle was the last person in the game?
Not the last person in the game, but he left the game 2 or 3 minutes afterwards.
2 or 3 minutes. I mean, water doesn't flow for that long.
But he could have just ran away. Think about it. And
But
the
he
way
didn't.
water
He picked
works
it up
is
immediately after.
if you
Objection.
wait.
Objection.
where's-
This is based off of absolutely nothing, and he's improvising this on the spot.
These are slabs.
He is.
I honestly might have to agree with Boring here.
That's Wabs, Tonka.
Okay, so if you place down water and then pick it up, there's still water flowing afterwards.
Can
Yeah,
we
but
get the
that water
coordinates
is-
of?
oh
Could
my
you-
Hold on. Can we get the coordinates of where this water was placed?
They're in the
Was
photo.
do we even
Yeah,
submitted.
aren't they?
They're in the photo.
They
I
are in the
submitted.
photo.
do we even know where this water was? Was it in the trapdoors like you claim? I actually have not checked that.
I do have. I don't know if Tonka has it. I do have an audio of an admin saying it was waterlogged into the slab, and that Turtle was the one who placed it waterlogged in the slab.
You have audio logs of this?
Yes, I do.
Action
moderator?
for the first time.
Potato, or I could call him up.
Yeah, can you call him to the stand? Do that.
Potato, to the stage.
Say the oath.
Mr. Chris Trippick Potato, do you swear to say nothing but the truth?
I swear to be handsome at all times.
Alright, that's good enough for me. You may question the witness, Mushroom.
On the day that we called you to the farm to check logs, you did clarify that Turtle placed water in a waterlogged spot on the trapdoors inside the iron farm, correct?
Yeah, I did say that.
So then that would completely. That's it. He placed in there. That's what they were arguing.
Objection. He picked it up.
Right after.
Yeah, but
Yes.
like I
Wait,
said,
no, we
water
have
can
evidence.
still.
Hey,
Water,
Lazy,
okay,
It was-
can you
okay,
do me
okay.
a
Yeah,
favor?
but
and,
sorry.
like,
Water can still flow, but immediately evaporates unless it was going on a steep downhill slope, not just a one or
It
two
was going
bumps.
straight down.
Straight
Can you go
down.
check and
It's
like get a
still-
screenshot of the
And
coordinates where the water was
even
placed?
if the water
Yes.
dissipated, just even a few seconds after he placed it and picked it up, the villagers still could have been moved, and perhaps maybe they couldn't even get up, and they were just next to the zombie. Turtle unloaded the chunks. The next day, somebody else did, or he did, and then the villagers died. I mean, you're claiming that all of this happened for no reason at all. Villagers don't just die to nothing when it was working perfectly for multiple days before.
They died to
And
zombies.
Turtle was the last person to interact with the farm.
Mushroom.
There's
The
Well,
way
it could have
this,
been
the
that.
way
It
how-
could have been
Mushroom.
that there was
I-
one block. It could have been that there was a one
Order,
block.
order. I have a question for
um,
Mushroom. All right. In this iron farm, before it was destroyed, how did it look? How was it set up?
It was set up where there were 3 beds, and I think 1 or 2 block gap between trapdoors and then a zombie. With the villager AI, if they get hit, they can always run back those 2 blocks on or that 1 block, and then on top of the bed, which is another 2 blocks, meaning that the zombie wouldn't be able to hit them. The only way
But
they
it
could
is
have been
possible for
zombified,
they.
it would be if they were there and they were forced to be hit multiple times because they were all at full health.
Mushroom. Are you aware that villagers do not passively heal over time?
Yes, they were
But
all.
so you're saying that it is possible for the villagers in your iron farm to be hit.
Not
seems like a-
necessarily. They wouldn't walk towards these zombie. That like their AI does not allow them to walk towards there. I mean, if they were to be pushed, they could have gotten hit once and then ran away.
So
But-
there was 3 villagers in the pen, very possibly able to hit each other and push each other. Is it possible that they slowly just lost health over time from single hits until one of them eventually died and turned into a zombie villager?
When Costco was being constructed and the iron farm was being constructed, Turtle threw like 30 wind charges into the villager pen and got them on like 1.5 hearts.
There
He
was
did-
no
Is that not
logs for
Noodle?
this.
None
I
of the
don't
evidence
see
Thing is,
that.
stated
can I
today
interrupt
why
for
either
a
side
second?
has been
Can I
accepted
interrupt?
by
Okay,
the
can we
judge
can we
beforehand.
look in MC chat? I sent my good friend Lazy Bones to check where the water was placed. That is where the water was placed. You see the screenshot by
MC
Sage?
chat. Where's MC chat?
I fail to see how that
Yeah.
would push anything into the villagers.
Yeah.
No, there were different spots. Potato. Remember there was one
not.
outside, and then there was one right on the trapdoor.
There was one inside the farm, and I said it was either in like waterlogged on the trap.
We literally have the evidence right
underneath.
here.
This was the only time that Turtle placed water down.
So
that
he
have
did
on
place
log.
2. Yeah, he did place 2 different ones. He placed one on the grass, and it dismantled the lava by making
Alright,
stone around it, which was
So
green, but
so
then
you are
also
claiming
placed one side.
that Turtle placed water there, immediately picked it up, and then 24 hours later, it's that water somehow caused the villagers to die to zombification. That this is your claim right now.
If the chunks were unloaded, it is entirely possible. Yeah.
Do you have proof that the trunks were unloaded?
Nobody can provide proof. Not a single person.
I
can
feel like
provide
we
proof.
probably could provide proof by just.
We don't
showing
have
up
spawn
in the
chunks
chat.
disabled. Just thought I'd throw that out there as a server admin. We're still in spawn chunks.
Can I
So,
interject?
Yeah, still in spawn
I did
chunks, but
not
I doubt that
that
spawn
part.
chunks
What
reach all the
you
way
said.
out there.
If I may,
Yeah.
we look
I
at
can
the
check,
average.
actually.
Nah, don't worry about it actually. Because I realize that it actually doesn't matter because this case doesn't matter because you guys are pulling shit out of your ass.
Hey! Watch your mouth in court.
Order in the court. Order in the court.
I don't have a mouth.
He's guilty.
No swearing. Okay.
Someone slammed their gavel.
we need a bell in here.
Ding ding ding.
From
Hold up,
where
I got
we-
it.
From
I got
where
it.
we are standing, the iron farm is still loaded, so literally anyone could have.
I got this. Hold up. Let me put the bell down.
You know,
I'll put it.
if I may
If
interject,
you
I
can
believe
provide
that
evidence that
I believe that the zombie villagers, the
There's
zombies
lots.
would have come from a singular, dark point in the room where they could have spawned. I believe that this is the most likely case. Now, why they wouldn't have spawned earlier is because it's more of a percentage chance. If it's just 1 or 2 blocks, it would only happen every 1 or 2, say, days, maybe weeks even, depends. Right? And I believe that this is the reason why they weren't killed beforehand, but now were killed afterwards.
So your claim is no longer about turtle not clicking it. It's about a new
Also,
not brought up zombie spawning.
I'm bringing up
you
this
are
was-
the prosecution, Mushroom.
This was what I was going to bring up earlier. I believe when I looked at and asked around for the average server numbers, this server is not nearly inactive enough for nobody to be on at any single point, let alone for 24 hours, right? So that it couldn't have just, you know, it
We
could
have a
just logged
constant
out.
log of who's online in MC chat. We can scroll up and find that out.
Fantastic. I mean, we can do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I have a
Let's-
picture of who was
Nobody
on
would have
at
been
10,
gone for 24
10:24.
hours. It only requires someone to be on for, say, like 20, 30 seconds for that water to have gone away.
Mm-hmm.
And
I just
surely the server wasn't inactive for that long.
I just want to say
Someone-
this doesn't seem entirely professional.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
from New Zealand.
During a normal court case, people take turns speaking and finish
That's
their statement
that is
before
true. That is
people
very
interject.
true.
But so many people have been like, no, actually," and then
Yeah. Order in the court, everyone. Order in the court.
My fault. My fault.
Does anyone have any more evidence to present, or any more witnesses to question?
Can I bring in Noodles as a witness?
Oh,
Oh, you can. Yes.
wow.
Noodles,
He's mute.
You can type a chat.
come in. Come in.
Take your way, Noodles. Take your time.
Sit on the sit. Noodles,
Recite the oath.
recite the oath.
Oh,
Do you swear,
I swear
to
to
tell
tell.
the truth?
Mhm.
Only the truth?
You're recording all this, right, Sage?
Yeah.
And nothing but the truth? Then tell me.
At least
Do
I
you
hope
like
I am.
cheese?
Yeah, I am.
You don't like cheese. Why?
Objection irrelevant.
Get this motherfucker
Objection.
outta here.
The prosecution.
Get out of
Mushroom,
here.
you're not a lawyer.
Right
Anyway,
back.
Yeah,
She shouldn't be
Mushroom,
talking
you're not the
unless
lawyer.
there's
It
a
had
recess.
everything to do with the case.
order in the court. Order in the court.
After
Order in the court. Order in the court, please.
Yo, someone get this guy handcuffs.
Can I pull one more witness?
Ortiz, Ortiz,
stand?
Ortiz. Yeah, one more witness. This is the
Okay.
final. one.
Sage Waffles. Can you get him?
Oh, I'm back.
yeah.
It's me.
One more time.
It's
One more
me
time.
again. I solemnly swear the truth, and nothing but the truth. I promise,
Mr.
guys.
Sage Waffles, do you perchance have the clips of where the villagers were not yet in there?
I do.
Well,
I do.
Let me question this first. Mr. Sage Waffles, when you were there in person, seeing this go down, were the villagers in their pen?
As far as I'm aware, they were still being situated. So.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay, I would also like to
And do we
say
have the clips for that?
I've gone through chat logs. After the water was placed, people were very consistently on, including Mushroom. So I find it very highly unlikely that the chunks were unloaded for a full 24 hours.
Mr. Sage Waffles, could you?
In fact,
Could you submit
possibly
those
impossible.
Order in the court. Oh shit. Order in the court.
breaks the statement.
All right, is everybody here?
Yes.
All
Mr.
right.
Sonny isn't here,
I'm
but-
mostly
The
here.
People who needs to be
prosecution.
here.
Prosecution, would you like to give your closing statement?
Yes. Your Honor, perhaps the defendant didn't swing the sword, but everything around this act of destruction points toward them. Who had access? The defendant. Who previously controlled the villagers? The defendant. Who stood to gain from this? The defendant. And when confronted, what did we receive? Not denial, not clarity, but shifting language and emotional appeals. Listen, these are not words of someone surprised by an accusation. They're words of someone trying to step out of a shadow they themselves cast.
What?
Huh? Okay.
That's your closing statement? Okay. Ash.
That's it? Okay.
That is.
Alright. Jury and judge. I'd like this trial to be fair, unbiased trial. As we know, the evidence mainly the evidence was void. I think that's all. Yeah. Let it
Lauren,
be unbiased
Lauren,
and
would you like to say anything?
and called fairly.
Yeah, stick to the evidence, people.
Can I just
Ghost,
bring
this
up
sounds
a second
biased.
closing statement, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
I'd like to add that not only does it not mean anything if Turtle was actually responsible for these acts, because just because someone is responsible for something doesn't mean that everything that is related to them, that thing is on them, right? Also, it lays
yes,
to
it
stand that
does.
Ridgeview had absolutely nothing to gain. In fact, they had a lot to lose from the farm being broken because they were benefiting off of it themselves, right? So why would he possibly want to do this? This is something that we brought up before and still remains standing. In terms, that's my closing speech, but I've also got this wonderful book for a
Ask the judge
countersuit.
first. Ask the judge.
Ooh,
Ask
can I
the
bring
judge.
out a countersuit?
Objection testifying
Let's
and
have
closing
the
statements.
ruling first before any countersuits.
Fine. This is bullshit.
All right, if the jury
Trying to
would
hook the
please
judge. What's going on
whisper me their unbiased, taking the evidence into account opinion of what you think the verdict should be.
Take a break
And I
if
will
you guys
put
need
my
to as
ruling on that.
Okay,
Alright.
I'm gonna sit back down.
We
To
have
sit-
a ruling. We have a ruling. The jury and the judge finds Turtle not guilty on all counts.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Boom!
This be.
Get absolutely fucked.
All right. You said
On
you
all
had a
counts, even
countersuit.
vandalism?
Yes,
Now,
we
I'd
do.
like to come up
Even
and
vandalism?
bring up a countersuit for emotional distress against Turtle for intentional. We're so
Okay,
humble.
so I would like to touch on the first of these points that we were emotionally distressing Turtle. I think either way, he can't plead emotional harm from something that he caused himself.
We just
Distress
proved that
after
He was
after-
already found not
Objection.
guilty, Tonka. You
No,
cannot
he
claim
was
otherwise.
he wasn't, maybe he wasn't found guilty of destroying the iron farm, but he still placed down water around the farm, which led to this entire investigation,
Objection.
this entire court case in the
He
first
was
place.
found
Not
not guilty.
relevant.
Evidence
Found
dismissed.
guilty.
You can sit
Yeah,
down.
It's not. I'm not.
objection
I'm not. I'm
irrelevant.
not
It is.
presenting
down
evidence.
now.
I'm not saying that he destroyed the
Sit
farm.
down,
I'm
Tucker.
He still placed water. That was true. We have evidence.
Objection.
Irrelevant.
Again, Turtle was found not guilty of all
I'm
charges.
not
placing
saying
any
he's
water.
Objection.
Thank you.
Objection.
I'm
So you
He still placed
finish my
emotionally
statement. Can I
distressed
Order
him
in
for
the court.
placing down
Come on.
water.
Okay.
In somewhere
Can
he
I
was not
see?
allowed to
Can I
speak.
see your?
Bring that
Can I
bell,
see?
Sid.
He wasn't.
I'm here
was,
for Bell.
Hey, I was under the assumption that you guys had a contract that gave Ridgeview access to the iron farm.
We had no contract. We had a vocal thing where I was said he was allowed to take the iron from the farm, and I showed him where you could grab the iron from there. And I
No, you
also
didn't.
yes, I did, because
No,
I had
you
made an
didn't.
autocrafter, and I showed you it.
No, you didn't.
Sage, I told
I-
you that, Augie.
Anyway, he
Objection.
said she said. Again, I agree with Noodles. Anyway, so he had access to the drops of the iron farm, which from the many a time I have looked at the iron
Objection,
farm,
how
he
is
needed
this
to be
relevant?
in the area. So he was
Yeah.
not trespassing.
Yeah, he wasn't trespassing. That's not the point that I'm trying to make. I'm trying to say that he vandalized by placing water down there in the first place.
we didn't break
and-
anything.
and-
Previous case.
I know,
Objection,
I know, I'm
irrelevant.
not-
He is
listen,
proven innocent.
Let me speak. Let me speak. I'm not trying to say that he's found guilty for anything. I'm not trying to say that he broke the farm. Okay, that was a past case. I'm trying to say that he caused the investigation. He caused the investigation into him. The investigation that
Objection,
caused all of
I-
us to
I
start
disagree.
this court case.
This feels a lot
How?
like victim blaming.
Can I
Yeah.
come up and
This
say
is-
that even though, yes, even if he did actually bring up this case entirely, Mushroom was pressing him, and he asked her to stop, and she didn't. So that is on her, not on him.
I'd like to bring up the fact that let alone only this court case should be enough to declare emotional distress, because again he did get sued, so you know.
Yeah. Tonka, I think
He's
your mic
done.
might be muted.
Okay. So, emotional distress as a defense, as a countersuit, must stem from trauma. Okay, not from rightful, I guess, accountability
yes.
from something
Well, yeah.
he did to
Sweat.
cause an investigation. Let it be known, we had no intent to cause emotional distress to him.
It
We
doesn't
had
matter
an
if you had
intent
intent or not.
to
I-
cause an investigation, to start
Okay,
an investigation.
objection.
and to
Listen,
find
Why
out
did
if he
why
did
did Mushroom press him then after he had asked her to stop?
Can I say that?
I said I could stop.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Can I bring up a witness?
Okay, that
Sorry, what are we?
All right. Can I? I'd like to question, if we could.
Hello.
Hey man,
You're a witness
sit.
you're
now.
back in
Honey,
court. You can't
If you could
escape.
sit.
You're a
Jury
witness
trial's a
again.
bitch, man.
Oh, god damn it.
Please recite the oath for me.
The truth, and nothing but the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man,
How
I'm the
long have you been
bellboy.
there?
Amen.
I'm the
Okay.
bellboy.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Funny,
Oh, anyway.
were you there the time that the, I guess, prosecution?
They're the
Normal
defendants
turtle.
now.
No,
Oh, the
like the
defense.
prosecution.
No, the
Turtle.
prosecution. Yeah.
Okay.
Turtle is.
Oh yeah, you guys want to switch seats or something? No, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Wait,
It's fine.
Bob
It's
in
fine.
here.
Were you-
One second, I gotta deal with something.
Okay. Were you there when Mr. Normal Turtle started
Actually, no, I'll just hold on.
crying?
No, fuck it.
Well, yes.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were. That alone should be evidence enough to plead for emotional distress. Amen.
He started
Come on.
crying.
Amen.
That's all I have to
Okay.
say.
Yeah.
Was
You
it
may
close?
leave.
All right. Witness is dismissed.
You could finally go back to your house. Don't get too comfy though. You might get teleported again.
I bet I will, for fuck's sake.
I do acknowledge the defense acknowledges the emotional weight of the trial that we held previous to this one.
Wait.
But it was never our intent to emotionally traumatize him or to make him sad, to put him in emotional distress.
I'm sorry.
We
Can
are
I-
not to blame for
Can
I-
starting an investigation.
Tonka's
on
Tonka,
unlawful
Tonka's
conduct.
Tonka.
Objection.
No, I'll.
It may
What
not
is
have been your
objection?
intent. It may not
No.
have been your intent, although it still happens.
He's still
can I,
talking.
can I bring up the
Yeah,
inherent contradiction
No,
here?
listen,
Because-
if you have nothing to hide, then just let me talk. If you have nothing to hide,
no,
then-
no, no, no,
All right,
no,
yeah,
no, no, no.
Tonka's talking. Tonka's
Fine,
talking.
fine,
Tonka's
fine.
talking.
Order, take orders.
So
Order in the court.
our only intent going into this was to figure out if Turtle actually did destroy the farm. We never intended for this emotional distress. We shouldn't be to blame for it. And I mean, at least from what I'm hearing, Mushroom said sorry. I'm not sure if she.
Can I
Can this be?
speak now?
Okay.
My qualm is with
Oh, thanks
like
for the
these
update on
blind
the speech, Trace.
accusations being thrown. I'm not sure really what leeway they actually have to be blaming us for Turtle's emotional distress. Because
A
let
lot.
it be known, we didn't knowingly do anything to cause him distress. We're not at fault here.
May I say something? May I say
can
something?
Ash, I'd like to speak. Sorry.
Okay.
May
Again,
I speak?
Even if
May
it
I
wasn't
speak?
your intent, he still
Thank you. Thank you.
had emotional distress. I mean, like
That's
even
not
if it
that
wasn't
is
your
true. I
That's
mean,
not our
emotional
It
distress
may not have
by
been.
actions you did are still your fault. I mean,
Exactly.
that is how.
I mean,
it works. Even
I'm
if
not-
it
Can we,
wasn't
can we get this over
intentional.
with? It sounds like rambling, honestly.
Can I speak?
Actions
for
we
just
took
a
with
moment?
reasonable.
Hold
Is
up.
this objection rambling?
Please.
Rambling.
Can I just bring up
How is
the
this-
inherent? Can I just?
You
bring
were
up
saying the same
inherent-
point over and over again.
Can I bring up the inherent contradictive nature that Tonka is saying that, oh, they didn't intend to have this happen, but yet when
We can't control a man's
they
emotions. We just can't.
they in themselves said that even if Turtle didn't intend to break the iron farm, he still did. So why isn't it contradictory that now that you've hurt Turtle's emotions,
You did say
it's not valid because you didn't intend to? How does that work? Is this just a double standard now?
I have
we
to
can't
agree
guys.
with Boring on this one.
Can we just make a verdict? This sounds like rambling
because
now,
we can't
honestly.
control somebody's emotions.
Man, emotional distress cases would be open and close if this were the arguments. Oh my.
Can we make a verdict? This is just
Oh my gosh. Anyways, I'm
All
gonna
right,
sit
yeah.
next to you. Hi, Lazy.
Hello.
Alright, man. Busy
I'm
day?
gonna eat pizza.
Oh, thank you.
Is this your only countersuit, or did you have one more?
That's
I heard you
I
say
think
something.
that was it. Was that
This is
it?
it. This is it.
This is it.
Yeah, we sued him, but that's not legal grounds.
It is.
That's not
It
legal
very much
grounds
is.
for us.
It is.
It
Even
literally
in-
isn't. It's a legal process.
Alright.
whether or
Objection!
not a
Objection!
cognizant
This is just
threat.
back and forth.
Objection. What?
You had
This is
all
back
the
and
evidence. Mushroom, I basically told you straight up in the ticket that it wasn't Turtle who did it before you
But
you
you
went
said
through
that
with the
Turtle-
case.
But I was just going off of what Potato told me. What you
So
said
the
was
the
like,
whole
weird.
thing should have been void. It was just one person.
I made this clear to you. I even Potato. I mean, he just didn't. He didn't
The
check the
lawyer's here.
timestamps.
In order for us to be at fault for
He-
causing emotional distress, we must knowingly do it and
You did. He
Permitted.
told you that he was being hurt
Potato
by
Yes,
this.
gave
he-
you the
very
best guess
much.
of what happened. He did not investigate thoroughly. I did a further investigation thoroughly and told you that it was not Turtle. Here's my message.
and we brought it to court.
I said, I don't think it was Turtle. Turtle placed some water here 3 days ago. Lodge said it was only there for 1 second, but it was just 2 days ago, so somebody killed it. At least that was the last piece of last night. I don't think it's water Turtle placed in there. He placed water on the trapdoor days earlier. I gave you the evidence. I told you straight up. It's Turtle's last interaction anywhere around there. 3 days ago. The villagers didn't act. It's fine. You had all this information. Yeah, the case we're having here is whether or not Mushroom is at fault for causing Turtle emotional distress by bringing forth this case, and she's not. She's not. Even if she had she wrong.
Alright, can we wrap this up, please? I want to go eat dinner.
Yes.
Please.
Oh, right. You
Alright.
still haven't
Yes.
eaten dinner?
I've
All
been
right,
waiting.
verdict.
I
How
need
much
to
are you
clean
suing
my house.
for?
Was
Oh,
it? It was 12
Byron, can I
bucks, I
have-
think.
Hand him the
The book.
countersuit so he can read the terms
Yeah.
of the lawsuit.
It was just the 12 diamond blocks and the 32 iron blocks.
How long do I have to get that? I only have 2 diamonds.
I don't know, Judge
Yes,
Ghost.
I don't currently have any way to pay it, but I mean, because I've been giving him all my money for courts.
Oh, you gave me 9 diamonds.
That was all my money. That was my
Are you
savings.
also
That was like 3 days ago.
Turtle? Are you also suing for like access to the iron farm? or is that-
No, I was gonna, but then I felt I didn't wanna. I didn't feel like
Okay,
it
fair
anymore.
enough.
But the
Alright.
agreement
Hey.
between you two is gone, right?
Nope.
Yeah,
Toast, SMH.
Oh, it is gone. Oh, okay.
yeah.
I
Check
pinged you.
diplomacy chat.
Oh, I did not know that.
Wait, how the fuck? I'm in the stair.
How you do that?
You are the
This
same.
guy's hacking.
All right, you are to pay the 12 diamond blocks and the 32 iron that they're requesting for emotional damages.
Plus the stuff on top
I don't
of the
think we-
previous case that we won.
Well, no, that's not. I
no,
don't
no,
think that's how
no.
that works.
Just that.
You didn't get anything for that.
All right.
What we get
How
is
long
not
do I
being.
have?
I don't think.
You know what we
Um,
do get though?
Fat W and
The-
100% win
amount
rate.
Of, the amount of time you have is up to the prosecution, is up to Turtle, but it has to be reasonable. If it's unreasonable, you can come to me. Here's your books back. It's your case,
Grazie.
and we're done.
Court dismissed. Court dismissed. Everybody come outside for a thumbnail.
We
Everybody
ruined
come outside
talking.
for a thumbnail.
Fucking
Thumbnail
rhymes
Be
out.
time.
teleported
Let's go.
outside, please.
Thumbnail time.
Go on,
I need to be
yeah.
teleported,
Thumbnail.
because I
Anyways, how do you feel about your win? How do you feel about this win you've gotten today? Both of your wins actually, because you won both cases.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Man, real happy with it. I mean, we're pretty confident going into it, but you know, now that we've won it, it's just sort of set in the stone, and it looks really good on Ash and I and our law firm, so that's really good. I'm feeling good about it.
Gotcha. And how do you feel about the prosecution and then defendants points? How do you feel that turned over? Obviously not well, but how do you feel in court they were holding up at first?
The opposition, I guess, in the first case, they came in with some arguments, but as soon as they were taken down, they sort of just started to improvise and bring them up and again and again and again. And in the second case, they were defendants, and they just didn't have anything. They were being contradictory, and we could clearly see through it, and we kind of used that against them. And so really, it was a very easy case for us, and very easy to argue against them and counter their points.
Gotcha. And how do you feel Turtle's feeling about this, knowing he's just won?
Well, definitely a lot richer.
Definitely a lot richer. 32 iron blocks richer, and 12 diamond blocks.
I mean, he was feeling he wasn't the most confident. I mean, Ash and I were very confident, but, you know, I feel like he's now got a new strike of vigor in him, which is good.
That's good.
And
good.
I can clearly see that in him.
And what terms did you set for the defendants in the second case as far as their time to return payment for what was won by you guys in the court?
We haven't discussed that yet. If you're gonna ask me for it, I'd say maybe a week at very longest. But obviously we haven't discussed it yet. It's really based on what Turtle's interests are. But yeah.
Gotcha. And do you feel like you'll be returning for other court cases in the future if need be?
If I'm asked for it, yeah. I'm really gonna be focusing on making my throne at the throat of the world right now. But you know, if I'm asked for again, then I'll certainly be open.
Gotcha. And do you have any personal notes you want to add on before we wrap up the interview?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, in terms of self-reflection, I reckon I could have interrupted just a little bit less. But outside of that, I think that it is a good start for my law firm in this server. Obviously, I had a reputation in Elena, being a very notable lawyer there. But I think this is a good start for this new server, and I'm very happy with it.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for your time, man. Congrats on the win. Both wins.
Thank you very much. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, of course, man.
But I don't know.
Anyways, Tonka, could I borrow you for a post-game interview?
Annoying.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Okay, post-game interview.
Anyways.
Really nice, you know, in front of the sunset.
Yeah, really great stuff, man. So how are we feeling, man? I know that didn't turn out as you were expecting before the pregame interview.
I'm feeling like Turtle was innocent in case of the Iron Farm. I am feeling very bad for Turtle and how emotionally distressed he was because of the case. The only thing I disagree with was charging Mushroom copious amounts of money for opening the case and in the first place starting the investigation.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I'm just confused because, you know, normally it has to be fully intentional and permitted by the person actually causing emotional distress.
Okay. Do you feel like there's going to be any sort of like repercussions on a legal side from Mushroom's end of things following this?
Elaborate.
Like, do you imagine there's going to be another countersuit towards Turtle for this, maybe on the grounds of any sort of like
fully up to Mushroom, whatever she decides to do, I suppose.
Okay, will you be coming back as her lawyer if that does come up?
Also her choice.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll be honest. Looking into the case, it seemed pretty cut and dry with the evidence I saw. I was like, yeah, okay, I could see how Turtle would do this.
Yeah.
It seems like a Turtle mistake, but I mean, clearly we were mistaken. And that case was unwinnable.
Gotcha. Yeah. And do you feel like you yourself are going to keep with law services, or do you think you're going to be taking a step out of that ring for the foreseeable future?
I'll always be in, but I also have a bunch of side businesses I'm running.
Gotcha. And none of those side businesses or any sort of law, anything like that?
Possibly. Depends.
Possibly. Okay. And
Depends on if we
obviously,
get sued.
yeah, obviously Ryan, he didn't get much time in the limelight, unfortunately, given timing. But do you plan?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh,
sorry. I need to take this actually.
yeah. Do you feel like if you end up being a defense for another person, you'll have him tagging along as your partner in crime with you again, or is that again up to the defendant or
Up to the
prosecution?
defendant. And next time, I hope I'll have enough time to actually examine the evidence that I'm provided further, so that I can actually decide whether or not this case is worth fighting.
Gotcha. Having known the evidence now, if you were able to go back in time with this knowledge, would you have just turned down the case and let Mushroom fight it by herself?
I would have advised Mushroom as her lawyer to not take the case and to try to talk to Turtle about it like civilized people.
Gotcha.
And work out the situation.
And do you feel the can't think of the word. Do you feel that the payment that Mushroom is having to make towards Richview is a fair amount given the circumstances?
I think it is an unfair amount. Just my personal beliefs with what it means to be sued for emotional distress. Or I guess not my personal beliefs, but just real law, I suppose. But I do think it's an unreasonable amount for how little they're actually able to provide, except for providing evidence that he was distressed, which I do believe he was distressed. And I think that was unfortunate. I apologize.
Yeah. Unfortunate circumstances.
I'm sure Mushroom is also very sorry for the damages.
I feel if it was given more time, there may have been a different outcome, but given the expedited nature of it, following another heated case, it definitely pulled the odds in their favor. So
I was also I was confused when they mentioned Ash's emotional trauma and then never brought it up again.
Yeah,
I'm not sure whether to be happy or sad about that.
I feel that was that could have been used as a more substantial point of evidence, but case is over, so most evidence is either going to be voided or essentially just nullified. But
yeah,
that's all the questions I got for you, man.
That concludes the post game. Yeah, that concludes the post game.
I'll let you get back to talking with Ryan. I would interview him, but I don't feel he has much to say besides he's confused and he's unlucky that he wasn't able to be here.
He kind of joined, saw it end, and then walked out of the building.
Yeah. Anyways, time to go interview Ash.
Yeah, you know, nice little interview there.
All right. We'll go over here. I don't want anybody peeping in. We'll go over here by Minecrasher's base. Beautiful scenery. We're not going to get killed by any zombies. So, how are you feeling about this? How about these wins? Obviously, I know you and Boring went into that feeling very confident, given the information you had.
Yeah. I'm feeling very, what's the word here?
Vindicated?
Accomplished? Yeah, vindicated as well, I believe. 12 diamond blocks. Let's go. We up for real. So.
Do you feel that anything could have been handled differently in the courtroom?
I really think that the rambling should have stopped. I think we could have ended that a long time ago.
Do you feel there was one side that was more guilty of said rambling? Or was it kind of a shared effort?
I guess it was a shared effort, but I think Tonka was I think he was waiting for Ryan to get on, I'm not gonna lie.
I gotcha. And then how do you feel about the prosecutor's defense? How do you feel that was holding up in the beginning? I know towards the end the tide's kind of shifted in your favor. But towards the beginning, were you guys nervous at all? Were you guys talking
Well,
d-
yeah, I believe we were nervous. When they brought up the waterlogged trap door, it was kind of problem. I don't really know anything about that, but you know.
yeah. And do you feel like Boring was a good pick as your partner in crime for this case?
Oh, absolutely, I do. Yes.
Okay. Do you feel like if you guys are if you're assigned a case, do you feel like you'll be bringing him on with you again if possible?
Yes, he joined my law firm. We're up. We're up. Come on.
All right. And do you feel like you're going to stay in the law sector of the server? Or do you feel like you're going to be taking a step back and going to something else?
I'll continue with it. It's fun.
Okay. Do you see any sort of repercussive, I don't even know if that's a word, any sort of other cases popping up stemming from these ones that were said today and started today?
Probably not, because you can't get prosecuted for the same thing.
Gotcha,
twice.
gotcha.
So, but there are like multiple cases that involve mushrooms. So.
Gotcha, gotcha. And do you feel like at any point you may end up representing Mushroom in the future? Or do you feel like that's a bridge burned?
Well, it's not that it's a bridge burn, but I believe that she has her own lawyers, and they were, you know, it's her counsel, and I think it would be like betraying them, honestly.
Okay, okay. And do you feel like in the future, if there's anybody from Ridgeview facing any sort of prosecution, you'll be on their side?
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha. Would you consider yourself to be the lawyer of Ridgeview, or would you be more of anybody's lawyer but with ties to Ridgeview?
I think the second one, but I could also, what's that thing called? The thing that the state, the leading lawyer of the state, I forgot what it's called.
Federal
you know what I'm talking
judge?
about. The something attorney.
State
General attorney?
State attorney.
Yeah, general attorney, I think it is.
Okay.
Or no, it's federal. Whichever.
Whatever.
You know.
Gotcha, gotcha. Do you feel like the terms that were set by you guys in your countersuit were fair and just given the circumstances?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You know,
and
all that stuff that went on, dude, come on.
Oh yeah. Do you feel like, have you guys discussed a timeline that you're planning to give Mushroom and Embrace and whatever I can't say it. Embrace the timeline for them to Embraces? Oh hell nah, bro. Oh hell no. Do you feel like there's a good set timeline that you and your council have decided on?
I mean, yeah, the Mind Dimension's opening again. Or not opening again, but resetting it in between, like, the 3 weeks we gave her, I think.
Okay, so you guys are set on 2 or 3 weeks to let her pay back, or pay the set amount.
Yeah, and I think it's honestly fair because, like, she expected my former, what is it, clients?
Hey, this is a private interview, go.
I need my sword back.
Oh.
Here.
Thank you.
Don't cause any cases.
I mean, I'd love more content, but don't do it, please. This is a 3-hour recording.
It's so peak, though. Come on.
Exactly. Anyways. Do you have any personal comments you want to add on before we wrap this up?
Yes, I'd like to say, Tonka's reputation and Ryan's reputation was ruined. Let's go. You know.
100% win rate for you, 0% win rate for them.
Exactly. They were ranting about it in the gang.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. And I believe that's all the questions I have for you, unless you have any other personal notes you want to add on.
I think that's it.
All right. Congratulations on your win. I'll let you get on with your day talking to your counsel and client.
Thank you. Have a good day, Sage.
Thank you, you too. Anyways, how do you feel that went as far as judge's perspective? How do you feel that?
I feel the court case was very fair. I don't think that the prosecution had much of a case to begin with.
Okay, and then
but
how do you feel about the order of the court?
Oh, it was very chaotic. I expected. Honestly, it could have gone a lot worse. I'm surprised it didn't catch on fire or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it could have gone way worse.
Yeah.
But you
yeah.
know, it went all right. I feel like the payment that Mushroom has to pay might be a little much, but that was less than what they were asking of Turtle to begin with, so
Yeah. Do you feel
I don't feel too
the
bad
time
about it.
limit? Do you feel the time limit is a fair one, given by
How much
the
was the time limit?
from what I've gathered in previous interviews, it was 3 weeks.
3 weeks that Turtle gave him?
3 weeks is what
Yeah,
they
that's
gave him.
that's decently fair. It wouldn't surprise me if Alvor or Fatal or one of the very rich people on the server decided to just bail her out.
Okay.
Is
I,
that seems like a Fatal thing to do, not gonna
That
lie.
does seem like a fatal thing to do, given the given being Turtle. Do you feel like if there was a different jury, that it would have ended differently, given like they
I
have?
don't believe so, no.
Okay,
I think the evidence pointing to not guilty was very clear.
gotcha. And then, do you feel as a judge you did your duty to the most fair and respectable fashion to both parties?
Yeah, I think I was pretty fair.
Okay.
I was open for new evidence from the prosecution, but they didn't have it.
And do you feel like the prosecution was prepared in the second case? Obviously not, but in the first case, do you feel like they had a lot more confidence coming in, or do you feel they knew, given the circumstances, that Turtle was not guilty before they had come in?
I'm certain that Mushroom, at the very least, had the information to know that Turtle was not guilty. Whether or not she was willing to accept that or just kept going with what she had been told without accepting any new information, I can't say. Obviously, I can't read her mind. Ryan and Tonka, I don't think they knew. They were not in the report ticket or whatever. They did not have that evidence until basically it was brought up at the case. So,
Okay. Do you feel
Yeah.
like you're going to be included as the judge for other cases as long as they don't involve you directly in the future?
but probably it'd either be me or Lazy.
Okay.
I had to guess,
Okay.
or Ricky, I suppose.
Oh,
But
or I feel like Ricky would be really good at this.
Ricky would be a good job.
Oh man,
A good
especially
judge,
with
yeah.
the original court of public opinion and how he handled that. Oh my lord, he'd be great.
He would
But
be good.
anyways, do you feel like the prosecutors, the lawyers on that end are going to be coming back to help in any other cases following this very, for other lack of words, very terrible defeat?
I feel like Ryan and Tonka will always be in the court of law. That's
Okay.
their passion. That's their passion. That and like illegal substances. But you know,
Hey, everybody's got to have a side hobby.
typical lawyers. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Breaking Bad taught us a little bit of everything.
hmm
And do you feel like the defendant counsel is going to be coming back to serve the public as well?
Boring possibly, but I don't know about Ash. I don't think she has any reason to unless Turtle is sued again.
Okay. And do you feel
Or
like
she
there's going to
sued
be
Ash.
any sort of cases in the future that stem from the rulings today?
It's possible Mushroom might want a retrial to try and get a lowered fine or whatever, and I'd be open to that. I think, like I said, I think it was a bit high, but
Okay.
that's up to her.
Okay, gotcha. And I believe that's all the questions I have off the top of my head. Do you have any other personal notes you'd like to add on before we conclude? Congratulations on the first session of judge duty. And
Yeah.
I'll let you go back to socializing with defendant and prosecuting counsels.
Will do.